Bonjour and welcome to French 2 with Mr. McCoy. This is lesson 116A, dedicated to what we're going to call bangs adjectives, a small group of French adjectives which are placed before the nouns they modify. And our learning objective for this lesson is for you guys to become aware and start becoming familiar with the different forms of these adjectives. I not necessarily expect you to be able to produce these with 100% accuracy after a 6 or 8 minute video, but we're just going to try to introduce these in this video and get some practice in maybe a following video. Okay, so hopefully you guys remember from French 1 a couple of general principles. Among these, that in general, adjectives in French come after the nouns they modify, and again, in general, they tend to change form to agree in both gender and number with the nouns they modify. Okay, that should at least sound somewhat familiar to you. Okay, but can you think of real quick any adjectives you guys have seen which come before the nouns they modify? Think about something you learned in French 1. How about demonstrative adjectives? Okay, for example, you learn how to say ce stylo est bleu. Ce stylo est bleu. Eh bien, cette gomme est rose. Cette gomme est rose. Now, earlier in French 2, you guys learned about possessive adjectives, and you saw that those came before the nouns that they modify. Par exemple, mon cahier est noir. Mon cahier est noir. Ma règle est verte. Ma règle est verte. And also about interrogative adjectives. Quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? Quel joli poster. Quel joli poster. Okay. So in this lesson, I'd like to present to you a few very often used French adjectives which are actually placed before the noun they modify. Okay? And you guys are going to be able to use these to describe any number of things. Since we're in this unit occupied with parts of the house and home furnishings, we're probably going to be practicing along those lines with that. Okay? So I said the topic was bangs adjectives. That's actually a mnemonic device which hopefully is going to help you remember these. Okay, so bangs, it's a mnemonic device. Alright, so what you guys remember, bangs, B-A-N-G-S, it's going to stand for beauty, age, newness, goodness, and size. And I have two adjectives, two French adjectives go in each category. Okay, alors répétez avec moi. On a beau et joli. Beau et joli. Jeune et vieux. Jeune et vieux. Nouveau, nouveau et ancien. Nouveau et ancien. Bon et mauvais. Bon et mauvais. Grand et petit. Grand et petit. Okay. Perhaps a few of these look familiar. Okay, beauty, beau, joli. These should be familiar. Jeune, vieux, you've seen before. Nouveau, new. Ancien can have a couple different meanings. Before the noun, it means former. Bon, mauvais, you guys have seen. Good, bad. Grand, petit, you guys have seen. Okay, so the ones in green I have here are actually irregular. So I'm going to show you the different forms that you need to know. Okay. So for example, the adjective beau, and remember guys, when you look up an adjective in your dictionary, what you're going to get, for example, if you looked up handsome or good looking, you'd get the masculine singular form. Okay, so you'd have beau, beau, but feminine forms, belle, belle. D'accord? Beau, beau, belle, belle. Likewise, new, nouveau, nouveau, nouveau. Nouvelle, nouvelle, for new. Okay? Old, vieux, vieux. Notice these two are the same. Vieux, vieux, but vieille, 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 vieille. Okay. Two more that shouldn't be as difficult. Bon, bon, bonne, bonne for good. Bon, bonne. Finally, ancien, 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 but ancienne, ancienne, ancienne. Okay. Now, a couple of examples. Par exemple, il y a quelques semaines, j'ai vu American Sniper avec ma femme. C'est un bon film. Voici une photo de Mark Zuckerberg. C'est un jeune homme qui est très riche. Voici une photo de Marion Cotillard. C'est une actrice française. C'est une jolie femme. Okay? Now, I seem to point out there are, this might be a little pitfall for you. Three of those forms that I showed you, three of those adjectives. Beau, nouveau, and vieux. There's actually an extra form. Okay. Just remember, before a masculine singular noun beginning with a vowel. You guys remember when we learned about our demonstrative adjectives? For example, this computer. Computer, un ordinateur. We can't use the basic form for masculine singular noun, ce. That remember? You guys have to say cet ordinateur, cet ordinateur. You have to use the CET form because ordinateur starts with a vowel. Same thing here. Okay. If you're modifying, if your noun starts with a vowel, masculine singular, you can't use these three forms. You can't use beau, nouveau, or vieux. Beau has to become belle, nouveau has to become nouvelle, vieux has to become vieille. Okay. So a couple examples of that would be voici un anorak. C'est un bel anorak. Voici un ordinateur. C'est un nouvel ordinateur. Voici un appareil photo. C'est un vieil appareil photo. Okay? It's going to take a little bit of practice. Alright? So hopefully, at this point, if I ask you to explain, okay, what do you mean by bangs adjectives? Okay? Should you guys be able to recall from memory? Bangs. Beauty, age, newness, goodness, size. Okay? And also associate two adjectives with each of those letters. Beauty, beau, joli. Age, jeune, vieux. Newness, okay? Nouveau, ancien. Goodness, bon, mauvais. Size, grand, petit. Okay? Like I said, we will try to practice with this in class. Okay? Let's do practice that you're going to get this down. I don't expect you to watch this once and memorize this. Okay? Take a few notes. And again, we'll practice with this in class. There's more to say about this. Like I said, I'll try to keep this brief. Okay? Well, comme toujours, merci bien de votre attention. Très bon courage, très bonne chance et au revoir.